Hey guys, how's it going? The Honor Play is one of the best gaming phones available out there with its GPU turbo technology. Today let's find out how well it can handle heavy games. So this is our gaming review of the Honor Play. And before we get on with the gaming, let's quickly check out the specs of the phone. It has got the Kirin 970 CPU with Mali G72 MP12 GPU and about 4 or 6 GB of RAM and 64 GB UFS 2.1 internal storage. So without further ado, let's see how the Honor Play plays. The first game that we have is the Asphalt 9. This is one of the best graphically intense games out there and probably a great update to the Asphalt 8. And I've set the graphics setting to highest quality, and you can see that the game feels quite smooth and responsive. There are occasional frame drops, but it won't be noticeable as the game is fast paced. The IPS panel of the Honor Play is quite bright and vivid, which makes the gaming even much better. And here's a bit of the Asphalt 9's gameplay before we move on to the other games. The next game that we're going to play is the PUBG game, which has become one of the popular games for Android. And this is one of the two games optimized for GPU turbo tech. And we tried to see if there is any real difference that we can notice or how good this GPU turbo can help. Well, it did not increase the FPS, so let's get that over with. And what it did was maintain a constant FPS, which in my opinion made a great difference. I'm playing this game in high graphic settings, as you can see, and there is absolutely no frame drops or stuttering. The GPU turbo also helps in saving battery by optimizing the gameplay and optimal use of CPU and GPU. I cannot test how well this improves performance because I do not have a Kirin 970 phone around to compare. The phone did heat a bit, but that did not throttle or affect the gaming. The next game that we have is World War Heroes, and as this game is a multiplayer game, it uses internet and the graphics also is quite awesome. The reason why I chose this game is because I want to see how well the phone handles multiplayer games, as it puts a lot of stress on both the CPU as well as the GPU. The gameplay was again very smooth and there was no frame drops or stuttering. These are important when it comes to online gaming. Honor Play indeed is turning out to be a great gaming phone at such low price. But after about 8 minutes of gaming, the phone got quite hot and holding the phone was a bit uneasy. There was no throttling done, but still the phone got way too hot so that we had to cool it off before we started again with the other games. And this may directly affect the battery life of the phone as well. And moving on to the next game, that is Shadowgun Legends. This is again an RPG type of game where you have campaign and multiplayer modes as well. This is again a graphically intense game and a lot of effects all around the game, so it is quite heavy on your GPU. We started this game to make sure just to see if the phone heats for all the multiplayer games, but the phone did not get hot while the gameplay and rendered the game at a good constant FPS. There was absolutely no problem as the Kirin 970 and Mali G72, even though a year-old chipset, performs admirably good. And we're hoping the GPU turbo tech gets incorporated in other games as well so that we can get some benefit out of it. The next game that we have is Mobile Legends Bang Bang. This is the second game to support the GPU turbo tech, and it actually shows in the game as well. If you haven't played this game, it more like resembles the Warcraft Dota. You can select a hero and destroy opponent's tower to gain victory. Each hero has a special power which you can work with, and okay, enough about the game. The Honor Play easily rendered this game, and the gameplay was smooth throughout, and there were absolutely no frame drops, no stutters, no heating, which means I went on playing this game for another 30 minutes. And I'm not sure if it's because of the GPU turbo or just good game optimization, but for Honor Play, this game is really a cakewalk. Moving on, we have Dead Trigger 2. Even though this is an older game, it still is very good in terms of graphics. The game was not that smooth. The phone again got hot after about 10 minutes of gameplay. So there were a few stutters and some instances where the screen was not responsive. Might be an issue with the Honor Play, or maybe the game was not well optimized for current processors. Moving on, the last game that we have is the Riptide Renegade. Again, smooth performance, no frame drops. The graphics were set to high, just in case if you're wondering. And the splash effects, water effects were great. And this phone had no issues rendering the same. So finally, we have played almost 7 games, and the Honor Play worked great with all of them except for little heating issues which might get fixed with the software patch. Currently, the GPU Turbo Tech is incorporated only in 2 games, and we have to wait and see if more games get on board with it, or else it just might become yet another marketing gimmick. So that's all we have for this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already and like this video if you like it. Thanks a lot for watching. This is Arvind signing off. Bye bye.